We are back. We finally made it. This is the finals of the Hydra Tilt Hartford event, and today I am joined by Wilma Grant on commentary, and we're going to be commenting on the Mike Frantz versus Jared Doucette. So, without further ado, we're gonna go at 3, 2, 1.
All right, good luck.
Okay, so I haven't gotten a I know what Mike France is running. I kind of got a little bit of a peek at what Jared's running. I think it's the same. He's been running for a little while. Pretty much stock rug aggro.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Yeah, Arabian aggro.
Yeah, he's got
Whether
one
rock Hydra.
Yeah, he's got one rock Hydra. There is that errata where instead of 3 red, you only have to pay 1 red. So it's a little Hydra buff there. But other than that, he's just he's running pretty much standard stuff. I don't see anything. I'm just looking at it real quick. I don't see anything.
Yeah,
new.
I mean, the deck, the sort of decision points, in my opinion, with the deck is like how many Serendibs you want to run, which you went with 4, which is reasonable. And then the scavenger folks, they could be scrub sprites, they could be something else, they could be more counter spells. And yeah, basically that's the sort of place. And then I guess it also could be, you could be running 4 Curd Apes, or you could be running no Curd Apes at all, so you could play the black cards in Demonic Tutor and Mind Twist, but this is Gentleman's, obviously, so thus it doesn't really make sense to be playing black at all, so going with just the straight up red, blue, green makes the most sense here.
Yeah, I have a feeling he'd be running the 4 Curd Apes anyway. He likes his Curd Apes.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. He's a Curd Ape guy.
Yeah, not a big surprise there. France, we covered a little bit on one of the previous rounds, 2 rounds ago versus me. He is running a mono white build, somewhat expecting red to be prevalent given the errata.
Yeah.
So he is running 4 blacksmiths and 2 personal links and a hand of justice kind of to top out the curve. They're pretty hard to deal with for red.
Yes.
He's got 2 main deck healing salves as well, which is kind of a nod towards red, which can come handy in a pinch. But other than that, just kind of your generic utility white spells and a bunch of power and stuff. So
yeah, the one card that you sort of would think would be here that's not is he doesn't have any orders.
Yeah. All right. Well,
that's the one that sort of powers the deck, in my opinion. But
this kind of started already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So France opened up. They both opened up with early Mishras. France has got an early Javelier, which gets chain lightninged.
Yeah.
So I expect out of the 2, France is probably going to be a little faster.
Yeah. France has he can go wide in a way that's sort of problematic for Jared. Jared's got a Pixies. France has got a Swords. They're sort of trading, but this was the spot where there's a little gap here because France and Jared both clicked to take a damage from the City of Brass. So Jared accidentally took 2 City of Brass damage on his Pixies, which hopefully it doesn't matter. But yeah, he's 1 life lower than he should be.
Wow, this is really okay. They're really getting rid of a lot of permanents here. Okay, so this.
Yeah, just trading relentlessly.
It's gonna get swords.
Yep.
I think they're talking about
Jared's,
what life they're at. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I think this is sort of you know, I like how they're playing it. It's definitely ease of viewer in terms of following along with the life totals versus the pen and paper dice thing, but it's a tough. It can be tough to keep track of things if you get mixed up.
Yeah, I'm not loving
Um,
Jared's position here. His Serendip's not looking
no,
great, especially with two cities.
two city of brasses makes it really tough.
Definitely,
Yes,
definitely easy to race. All right, that's gonna be
yes. And he's
Cardip's
got an
only.
8, but no forest.
Yeah, that's gonna be really awkward. All right, so does he have a disenchant? He's kind of. Yeah. Yeah, so like France is having all the answers here. Um,
Yeah,
Looking
I don't
real.
love that activation. I always kind of find it. You figure Francis had a disenchant kind of burning a hole in his pocket forever.
Right, he doesn't have
'Cause there's
many
no
targets.
targets,
Yeah.
and that's sort of one of the downsides of the rug deck. Is just it's you can't really blank their disenchants, but
Hmm.
you also, you know, like this. Yeah, this is a tough spot for France. 4 life, or for Jared rather. 4 life is obviously not a lot. Um, I
Yeah, he's
swing
kind
in
of
with the
forced to block
factory,
there.
force block. Yeah, yeah. A
Down to
Tyga would be
3.
so huge here if he had had
So
it, but
it's another factory. Um,
yeah,
he might have to cast sort of his own creature here. Otherwise, he's going to
it's
die.
pretty close to. Yeah, pretty close to that spot. Sort of the point of no return,
Oh, no, but
quickly
he's not.
being
I mean,
approached.
he's not going to do it. He's got some sort of
Okay,
plan.
going for the factory. Yeah, and yeah, Francis, any follow up here? Yeah, that's really tough. Preacher's so strong here. Okay, so he finally got the Taiga, but he doesn't have the Curdy anymore, and he's facing a Preacher. I don't know what he's supposed to do here. If he obviously, if he could kill the Preacher, I think he's killing the Preacher. But at 11 life, it's a long road to.
Yeah, that's 4 attacks. He's going to have to be at 5 minimum. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. Um,
Yeah. Um, I mean, how
I mean,
he
the
could
other
like
question
maybe
is
make this
he
work.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't attack. He saves it up blocker. Then the preacher. I'm not even sure
If
if
you
I would
stop
take his.
attacking, that doesn't work
Yeah,
either, really, because you're just going to die to your dib. So I think he's just kind of done no matter what.
yeah. You
Um,
don't even want to take his dib at this point. Okay, so
right.
that's.
Blacksmith, that makes it even harder.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know really what your way out is if you're Jared. It's probably like Wheel of Fortune or Time Twister, realistically, and then get lucky and hit a bunch of burn. Um, but that's not going to be, it's draw 7 and Black Lotus and burn spells. Like it's low percentage.
Oh, so what is he doing now? Oh, he's
Um,
using it after the.
but that doesn't work, does it?
Um.
I thought you can't give someone a factory with a Preacher. I thought when they activate it, they choose, and the factory is not activated when they choose.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
probably doesn't matter, but I'm fairly certain that's the way that works.
You might be right.
I feel like I
I don't
read
have
some
the.
kind of like.
That sounds vaguely
I feel like
familiar.
somewhere along the way, some trivia question around Preacher was something to that effect, and
Yeah.
that was the answer.
Yeah. You might be right. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that.
It's a
But
weird card, um, but I still don't think
yeah, that's. I don't think that's gonna
this
get him out
is
of it anyway. Yeah.
no.
That was
Okay,
rough. The. Actually, I'm noticing now
the
those
one
those.
life, the one life could have kind of mattered there actually. Crazy
Yeah.
enough,
That's an extra attack. I think that.
yeah,
I think that just incidentally, the blacksmith pro red is pretty relevant
yeah,
um,
yeah,
in this
for
matchup.
sure.
The,
For sure.
kind of blocks those apes. Can't make it bolted. He's running 4 bolts and 4 chains.
Right.
Kind of the only way to get around them is Pixies or Psyblast, and Psyblast just seems so bad.
Agreed. Agreed.
So I kind of like
Yeah,
my
Cyblast is, you kind of need to save your Cyblast for Sarah Angel,
right.
or you're in a fair bit of trouble. All right, so there's sideboarding. I guess France is basically, he's got I think that's a city in a bottle. Yeah, he's got a city in a bottle, a pretty cool altered city in a bottle to watch out for. That's obviously quite good against the Curry Ape Serendipity deck.
Yeah.
He's got mazes. They could be relevant, and the Copper Reds, of course, also could be quite good because Jared's got a ton of red cards. From Jared's end of it, I mean, he's got Falling Star, and I guess he's got Control Magic, and like maybe Ice Storm. But he doesn't. The thing with this Rug deck is he doesn't have a lot of cards that you really want to cut. That's always been my feeling with this deck. It's like you're kind of streamlined. You've kind of got your creatures, you got your burn spells, and you got your like good restricted cards.
Yeah, I'm
What
not.
else are
I'm
you
not in
cutting?
love
I
with
don't
Ice
know.
Storm. Artifact Blast and
Yeah,
Shatter are
me-
really not. I really like Control Magic.
Yeah,
The Rebs and Bebs are not going to come in. So really, I only
Falling Star
see.
seems quite good too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Falling Star and Control Magic.
maybe the two Fallen Stars and Control Magic. I'd probably take out. Sorry to say, but the Rock Hydra's probably gonna
Yeah,
go,
Rock
especially
Hydra
since
probably
he's not
goes.
playing that much red.
Yeah,
And maybe the Scavenger folks, since I don't see too many artifacts, but I don't know. I've
yeah,
been
I
wrong
agree.
before. And France will definitely bring in the city and probably at least one COP red. But oh wow, they were really fast. Okay, so
Yeah, they're off to the races.
he's gonna
Scavenger
Brain
folks.
Geyser
Whoa,
for
hate
one.
this. I hate this so much. This is like, I've seen so many people like lose games against me that they should have won by doing this. Like, Ring Guys are so much better when it's for like 5
Yeah.
than when it's for 1. And like, you better have, like, the only way that I think that's right is if you're playing out, if you can do everything.
Right.
All right, Falling Star
All right. This is
for a 2
okay.
for
Good.
1.
All right. So we got value there.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe he was short on mana or something. He was desperate. It seems like a
I'm
very
sure he
desperate
was.
move.
It's just like France is stuck on one land. I don't know if you need to be this
Yeah.
sort of aggressive with it.
France has got a
All right,
balance.
he's
in
got
hand,
regrowth for the geyser. Yeah, France has a balance, so he could.
He's got a Soul Ring balance. Looks like a Disenchant and a City in a bottle.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it.
No. Let's see how he plays this. Plays the bottle to get rid of the city. Yeah, you know he regrew Brain Geyser, so you're just going to shrink him a little bit. Again, I don't love Brain Geyser for 2. It just can be so much more than that. And like, yeah, it gets him 2 cards deeper, but
Yeah, but there's
wait
no.
a turn or
I see
two,
what you're
and
saying.
then
I mean, there's
Brain
not that much.
Geyser for 4.
It's not like there's a clock out right now.
Yes,
He can definitely
exactly.
wait.
Like, you kind of need that to be your card advantage. Like, the Arabian Rug deck just doesn't have. It has Wheel of Fortune, Time Twister, and Brain Geyser because there's no Ancestral. So it's like you don't have. Otherwise, you're just 1 for 1. And yeah, you got Falling Star that can be a 2 or 3 for 1. And I also don't love necessarily Falling Star getting the Javelineers there either. Like, 2 damage. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but he could eat 2 damage for a couple turns and then Falling Star and hopefully get like a 3 for 1, and sort of time walk France.
Yeah.
But France is in a spot where he's awkward because he's only got a Plains and a Soul Ring, and that doesn't cast much of anything. He got the second Plains.
He may have just felt rushed because he saw that France was stumbling, and maybe he said, "I'm not doing anything."
I
let
think
me.
that's definitely right. I think
Yeah.
that's what he felt. I just don't think that
Yeah.
personally. I don't think that's what I would, because like, I mean, it's easy to say, but like, look at right here, right? It would be Geyser would be for 5,
Yeah.
like, and this would just end the game most likely.
Yeah.
And it looks like I think I saw caught a Curd Ape in Jared's hand, so he probably has some Arabian guys floating around. The factory attack. I mean, this is it. Jared like in sort of an awkward spot in this matchup overall, where he didn't get out ahead on this in this game. He had this sort of controlling hand, but he didn't really play it in that way, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. And now he's just sort of in this spot where, okay, orb on the bottle, all right, and then he's got
That's
2
something.
Arabian guys. But you kind of need to get out on the board quick,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise the game just sort of slips away from you quickly. And this preacher is
It's
going to
looking
do
real
some
nice
work
right now.
if it, depending on how this plays.
I think he realized. Yeah, he should get rid of
Oh
the 8
yeah, I realized
before.
a second
Okay.
too late.
All right. There.
Yeah.
Now you let him take
Okay.
it back. Okay.
Yeah. Gentlemanly magic. So yeah, this is
Yeah.
better be able to
This.
kill this preacher now. And I think I saw a healing salve in Frantz's hand, which would definitely
Ooh.
make that could be quite the blowout. Oh,
Such a good card.
whoops, yeah, yeah. I like healing salve. I play it in my sideboards. I've been playing it for 2 years now, I think. It's good if you really care about protecting like a Sarah Angel or a Preacher from Burn Spell. But not really a very good card other than that. But it's perfect for this spot. Like makes him have a side blast for the Preacher, which is kind of an awkward trade.
Yeah, like the swords on the pixie. I don't know. I guess fine.
Yeah. Okay. Chaos
Oh,
Orb.
not
Wow.
not ideal.
Not the best flip. Yeah.
But he's got. It seems
Those
like
are the
he's got all the
ones.
answers here.
I mean, he's got 4 cards, and Jared's got 1. Jared's flooded out really hard here, and France. Once he got that second white source, I mean, he's kind of cooking. Then he
Yeah,
can
that's all it
play
needs.
everything he draws. Jared, yeah, just really flooding out hard here. Unfortunately, yeah, this geyser is looking worse and worse. Insofar as like, man, his kingdom, like you throw a geyser for 1 and a geyser for 2, if you would somehow, and it's just how the cards come out. But
Mm-hmm.
like, if any of these turns he had drawn the regrowth instead, you just regrow and geyser for 4. Like, man, you're in such a great spot versus where he's at right
Yeah.
now.
So he's
So let's see what he's got.
reading the text here.
Reading Preacher,
He's got
trying to
some
figure
sort of.
out what he can do.
I think he's asking somebody about, and I think he gets the creature right away. I believe.
Yes, the Preacher, but the
Oh, he
Preacher's
control.
ability is while
Okay.
it's tapped. So he control magics the Preacher.
Oh, but he maintains
France
control.
keeps his dib. France keeps his dib until the Preacher untaps. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting interaction, but I don't think he has any sort of option either way. He still has to control his magic to creature. Okay, so it's going to be a disenchanted
all right, and
anyway.
France says disenchant. So, this is all sort of moot. I guess they're maybe checking if
Yeah, I wonder how many
they
disenchants he
switch
kept
ownership. Yeah, I would keep like 2, maybe. It's like, yeah, he's got all the cop reds and the mazes. Like, those are way better to me than disenchant. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's the thing with disenchant, right? It's like you nab a factory with it. That's good. You nab a control magic. That's great. but you don't even know if he has control magic. It's always sort of the dance.
Yeah.
All right, France seems to be flooding out a bit, but
All right.
he's
So
got.
there's. Oh no, but yeah.
There's the chain. Boom.
And I think France deck really argues for the consistency of mono white. I mean, it has
Yes.
early pressure. It
Totally.
has spot removal for a lot of different answers and stuff. All right. So there's
And
the Sarah Angel.
Preacher can be so good if you can connect with it. The thing I always find with Preacher is I always end up playing like 1 or 2 in my sideboard, and then it just dies, and you're like, this card did nothing.
Mhm.
Dies to everything. But when you get to
But
activate
when
Preacher
it lives,
and
forget
sticks
about it.
around, whew, yeah,
So
those
many
games
problems.
You win. Like I would not want to be playing my Serendipity deck against the Preacher deck. That's tough. That's really tough. Jared's in a really rough spot. This is a similar kind of spot to game 1 insofar as he's way behind on life and he's got a Serendipity in play. I mean, but he's got to kind of play it because he's got to try to do something to fend off the Sarah and the Div. Okay. Time Twister.
Yeah, I'm not
And
sure what he wants here.
Burn spells. Burn spells, burn spells, burn spells. But he has Copperhead, so he's got to get like Chaos Orb into, I don't even know, right? Time Walk. Like we can probably sculpt a 7-card hand for Jared that wins this, but that's not going to be easy, you know. He's got to really hit like 5 or 6 out of 7 of the sort of optimal 7. Time Walk, Chaos Orb, and Burn probably is it. Maybe like a Fireball or something if he had that.
And
but
like
he
a
doesn't have
strip
that.
and like a strip for the Mishras, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just so many. And
I don't
so many
know. If
problems.
he passes the turn, I don't know what he's. He played City of Brass. That's not a. That means he doesn't have any better lands to play at 2 life. This is looking bleak.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he can stave it off for a turn, but if I'm France, I'm contemplating just untapping my Preacher and giving him both Serendipity and letting him have to find his way out of that.
Yeah, that's true. And France has a bottle in his hand, so he redrew that. It's like all of these are. I don't know. Time Walk would have been nice right here.
Yes.
Looks like he's got
But
a
it's
mana
still,
drain. Oh, there it is. Okay.
He's got the Time Walk.
It's going to put him at 1.
Still don't think that's enough. Just think there's too much. He's got a 12 life is a lot. At 1 from your Dib, yeah, this is.
He attacks into the Sarah.
Which is smart, because you kind of want your Dib to die.
France will probably take
kill...
it. That would put it at 9.
Yeah.
I
mean, with Copperhead, Copperhead and a ton of mana, you're pretty safe. Like, he can't Side Blast. In worst case, you got to draw, but he can't Side Blast you down, so the 3 damage doesn't matter. You're going to take 1 from your Dib, I guess, if you don't untap the Preacher, but if you do, like, I don't know, it seems pretty fine to just not block.
Yeah, and I don't think...
Especially you got the bottle, so, like, if he... I don't know. And there's no ways to gain life in Rug. That's always the thing. Once you're down, you're down. You don't have the swords on your own Dib to sort of, like, cheat death. You're just losing.
He's got no way to get rid of that, except for Chaos Orb to get rid of that COP red. So,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, one of those cards you don't see often, but when you do, again, like Preacher, this is France's whole deck is just like whammies, big bucks, no whammies, and France is holding all whammies in his deck.
Oh wait, so he blocked? What happened here?
He blocked.
Why would he block?
He blocked with the Sarah. I don't know.
Something. I don't know. All right, so Sarah's definitely gonna die.
Yes.
Okay.
All these burn spells that are never getting at France.
Well, he has the orb. Okay, he has stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got stuff.
So that answers the.
He might be able to survive a turn. It's still going to be tough because
It's
France has got
so
7
awkward.
cards.
It's like you don't even want your dib back, but he's gonna give it to him anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
It's so awkward.
Yeah. So now Jared has to orb his dib. So like, if you're France, you just walk backwards from that. You're like, okay, he's got to orb his dib. Well, what else is he gonna do? Okay. Preacher. I don't know if that's gonna how relevant that'd be, but it's a card. It's a card.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, we countered. Okay, mana drain
Countered.
to disenchant.
Mana drain the disenchant. Lining it up. Ooh, that was a shaky one, but a hit. Orbing your own Serendib Freed is a
Never
rough
good.
spot to be. No, never good. Okay, so he's, I wouldn't say stabilized, but he's not completely dead to rights yet.
All right.
Okay, Falling Star. That gives him breathes a little life into this. Yeah, the Preachers, if they leave play, it doesn't matter, so no sense in tapping them. Got it. Flips being vital here.
Yeah, I guess.
Keeping his chances.
Oh, you mean in response? I guess if you wanted to give his creature summoning sickness, but that doesn't really matter at this point. All right.
Yeah,
so
that's
let's
a
see
good
what
point. That could be something.
All right. So let's see if he can battle back from 1. He's asking for something. Oh,
Yeah.
he used
Jared's...
the mana drain.
Oh, mana drain. Yeah, he forgot about that. Oh well, doesn't matter. Yeah, this is tough. 1 card in hand for Jared. He's really got to hope that, like, he can just get, like, another COP red. Okay. And the bottle.
Balance might do it.
That probably does.
Unless he has a bolt.
Jared has to have a bolt. Yeah, a bolt or
Shatter.
Have to shatter.
I
but
doubt
why
he
have shatter.
Yeah,
here?
he doesn't have it. Yeah, that's it. Wow. And I feel like
Okay.
they were just exchanging one for ones for a long time. It seemed like France had a lot of cards in his hand. I don't know, but
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Jared. I mean, look how many mana sources he has there in play at the end of that game. I think he's like 9 or 10 mana, which that's when you're only playing. I think he has 24 mana in his deck. Like drawing 10 is so many. The flood is very real. Okay, so it looks like.
I think you're right. I think probably waiting on that brain geyser was probably the better play. Who's to say? I mean,
it's easy to say here now, but that's just one of those things I always like. Unless I'm like about to die, I don't geyser for less than 3.
He did draw into a lot of lands there, so he may have just flooded out anyway. But we'll see. I don't know.
But geysers, your flood insurance is the other thing, right? It's like that's the kind of tough part of it.
We were
but yeah, that's a tough one. The first game too, the cities and the Serendib and just so much damage to himself.
Yeah, it's just too much, especially against an aggro red deck with all the spot removal. So we were spot on the sideboard. They both kind of brought in what we said. But yeah, congratulations to France. He had a good run. He did really well, and it was a great tournament. And once again, thanks to the Hartford Hydras for running it. Everybody had a great time. Sorry it took so long. It was like 7-8 months to put out these videos, but this stuff happens.
Love, Andy.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's out there now, so people can watch. And thanks, Will, for helping me out and on the finals.
Yeah, no problem.
And all right, guys. See you later.